Now, who is going to be the fastest Mario? Zeus, VA, or Sunnard? Don't let the PBs fool you. Anything is possible in 16 star.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I always feel really bad having to turn down the metal cap theme, but it has to be done. We're getting into this one. A little bit more important than the epic music, unfortunately. We are off here for match number 1. Zeus versus Sunnard. I'm pretty excited for this one. Pretty solid matchup. Looking over at the N64 bracket, everybody's like pretty much in a 15 range. A little bit more variation here in the emulator bracket. Players aren't quite... I don't want to say they're inconsistent, but I don't know. We just watched like 2 of the most consistent runners in the game. So it's going to be a little bit of a different variation, right? There's a lot more potential for like game-breaking deaths where people lose like 45 seconds at the end of Dark World or something. The whole anything can happen in a race is very much prevalent here.
We do even have Zeus saying into the chat right now that they are praying right now, so even they don't know what they are capable of.
Yeah, Zeus has been talking himself down for, I don't know, probably like the last week. I don't know, maybe it's like a mental thing, perhaps trying to prep himself for the race, but has been actually talking himself like he has no chance in any of these races, which I think is complete nonsense, but we'll see here. Going into the race, has Zeus opting to go for LBLJ route?
I can speak to that a little bit. Watching Zeus over the last year and a half or so, unfortunately failing the LBLJ routes, looks like he's now about to go back this up in Bob. Honestly, not too far behind Sunnard. Zeus has competed in 70-star tournaments, and I think even a 16-star tournament beforehand. He is a player with a lot of skill, but I don't know if age is a relevant factor here, but Zeus does tend to have a little bit of Mario meltdowns here and there. If things don't go his way or he makes repeated mistakes, he does allow it to get the best of him, or at least slip up a little bit. I hope things have changed now. I haven't seen Zeus race now in a few months, so even though we've already seen him mess up LBLJ and the first attempt at Bomb Clip, it honestly still not that far behind Sunnard. I think he's got more than enough opportunity to bounce back and show us what he's capable of in this game.
Yeah, we're heading into Womps here, which is definitely a pretty dicey zone. We got a lot of pretty hard stars right off the bat. Owlus and Canonless, obviously, right on top of both these runners' minds, I'm sure. The different strategies they can employ here can definitely change whether or not they're going to be consistent with it. But I don't know. I think we could even see like Sock Bowler come out in these races.
Looks like Sunnard is setting up for Owlus. Let's see if they're going to be going for triple jump or double jump.
Oh, no.
Like he's going to be opting for the falling off the platform strat. A little unorthodox, but love to see it.
It's some sort of manipulation for the Canonless, which we just saw Zeus mess up there. I think it was a salt attempt, if I'm not mistaken. That was a really quick attempt.
It did look like a salt attempt, yes. But with a zoomed out camera, usually when I see people go for salt, they have a closed-in camera. So, must be a different approach there. But both these guys at 2 stars, still basically within inches of each other.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I'm not a Salt Cannon aficionado, but if I had to guess, it must be some sort of lag-reduced tech for N64. Kind of like when, you know, players do pole glitch in Fire Sea, they might go for, you know, a different camera than you see on N64. But Zeus here missing Canonless again. It has to straight up back it up. No other option. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, the madman going for the salt backup.
Yeah, it's rough.
All right, living and dying by the texture setup, and he gets it this go around. Third time as a charm for Zeus's Canonless attempt. Sunnard is now officially turned into a stripper before our very eyes, having to grab that pole and do a little bit of movement before getting out of Womp's fortress, but is 1 star ahead of Zeus.
Mario looking kind of hot, not gonna lie. Not sure if this is a, you know, PG-13 family-friendly stream, but I don't know. I don't know if that's allowed. Might have to consult the rule books.
I'll tell you what is PG-13. That absolutely dirty double jump Owlus we just saw from Zeus there on the left side. Just again goes to show the talent this kid has. Incredible.
definitely gaming with his life here. Has some issues on the cannon list, but everything else has been pretty okay so far in Womps. Nothing, you know, really rough going on. Obviously, double jump Alice, the highlight, but Sunnard here. About a Womp King fight ahead. I believe that is a standard unit of measurement in some countries. But heading into the painting here for the top of the tower. In my opinion, probably the hardest star of this stage in Noah BLJ. At least historically for me, I can't stand this star.
Alright, Sunnard is now out of Womp's Fortress at about would look to be a 5:15. As Zeus, by the time he collects his star, will be about 13, 14 seconds behind him. So still not that bad. And still very much anybody's game. One wrong move can absolutely turn the tables.
Yeah, especially considering it's 16 star. Those big issues that can pop up, you know, Fire Sea can cause some deaths pretty much across the board. I mean, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of sea. BLJs, if you run for front sub, that can be troublesome, but yeah, Sunnard taking a fall here on pro wall kicks. That is going to be launching Zeus into the lead here, but we'll see if he's able to connect. Going to go for the Penguin Star first. Pretty popular. Get that text box out of the way before attempting wall kicks, but Sunnard here going for it once more.
Does hit the wall kick within the 5 frames, but takes a little bit of a stumble and has to climb back up. Something I just learned watching the Nick V70 towards the end of last year is that it's always good to go for not going for the wall kick star beforehand, because that's the one star that you're going to the most likely be to die in this stage. So go for a star like Penguin, or if you're doing 70, go for a slide star first. So that way, when you re-enter into CCM, you're not losing even more time by having to read the text box, or, you know, re-scroll through, because who has time for reading nowadays?
Yeah, I didn't even know that until, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Somebody brought that up, and I'm like, that is pretty smart. I've been playing this game for billions of years at this point and didn't even know that. I think since 96 is about that long, but Zeus here, first to enter Dark World, opening up the door now. Sunnard pretty close behind, grabbing a ledge there, a little bit unfortunate, but we'll see how nice Dark World is to Zeus.
Alright, as we get the transition to the spooky, scary Dark World music. Oh my god, a box rollout from Zeus.
What a nut.
Oh, as Sunnard is taking a little bit of a booty burn, taking the risky route and deciding to go for the box red coin while he was on fire, as Zeus is getting a little bit of a shock from the amp there, as Sunnard is taking a dive across the platform. What is going on? There's so much movement!
Yeah, a little bit too many frames for me to watch, honestly. I'm glad you got it unlocked, because I'm over here touching too many buttons in the background, but Zeus looking like he's going to make it through Dark World with not too big of an issue. Which is always nice to see. Did Sunnard? Okay, Sunnard grabbed the coin. No, he didn't.
No, Sunnard forgot that coin. He hasn't realized it yet. He did not grab that coin.
No. Now he knows. As soon as you grab that coin and the camera doesn't stop, you're like, oh.
Yeah. That's something I've just never even...
That was terrifying. Okay.
Was that a throw from Zeus that was Little Monka?
No, Sunnard doing a long jump over those rotating platforms. Just, if he didn't hold back early enough, definitely could have caused a death there, but...
Yeah, something I even realized from a Lunar Jump clip from last year, that sometimes when you're speedrunning through this game, you don't have any time to take a look at the number above the red coin. A luxury for us commentators and viewers, but sometimes you're just worried about going so quickly you don't even have a moment to acknowledge all the red coins there. So very costly time loss there from Sunnard, further opening up the lead for Zeus as Sunnard tried to go for a 1/4 spin throw here in Dark World, getting the glitchy tail grab. Oh, wow. Both of these guys are actually pulling out some insane nuances here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've ever looked at the coin counter or like counted how many coins are in. Like, I could not tell you which one is the 5th, 6th, 7th. etc. Like the first and last coins, I could probably tell you, maybe the second, but after that, like off the top of my head, I would have no idea looking at the numbers if it was the right one or not.
All right, Zeus was apparently attempting pillarless, but decided to not go for it.
A very nice backup though. That backup can go bad very quickly, but Zeus managed to handle it, and a very quick backup on top of that, so not the end of the world.
All right, I think muscle memory might have just kicked in for Zeus. Since he's realizing that he was now going the no LBLJ route, he might choose to, especially with Dark World Reds, I wonder if he'll go for side hop and LLL, or just realizing, wait, I don't need to do this. It's just completely disregarded pillarless. Yep, indeed. Maybe it was just trying to break out some swag points. Maybe he can enlighten us in the chat.
It probably was just muscle memory. I can totally attest to that. Maybe, I mean, if you go for Tama, it saves time, so I don't know. Hard to say. Sunnard here going for the 8 red coins, as Zeus has already collected them, sitting pretty at 12 stars. Maybe heading over to HMC now. And Sunnard still has to do side hop.
I was going to say, yeah, he only has 11 stars. Did he only get the Pyramid Star back in SSL?
Yeah, I believe so.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll be going for side hop here. Let's see how this turns out. As Zeus, I believe, had a violentless toad there. Love to see it.
That camera is so popular nowadays on side hop. I can't understand it. Like how does that work? Maybe I need to look at some input cam, see why it's so popular.
I think with, I've seen Green Sweegie attempt that camera. I don't know if he did it in his match with Manmud, but I've seen Green Sweegie attempt with that camera before, and I wonder if just, you know, watching the world record holder do it, it's just something for people to pick up on.
Yeah, but I mean, even if it was just Green Sweegie, I mean, there's got to be some reason why Green Sweegie's going for that, you know? It's not like he's just like, I'm just going to mess with people, you know, go for some crazy cameras. I'm just going to do Mario Cam on this one for some reason.
Speaking of crazy, though, by the way, commentator completely forgot to mention that Zeus pulled off a successful C-up slide there in HMC with the perfect boulder RNG. So Zeus breaking out the fancy strats once again. Love to see it.
Yeah, one more star for Sunnard here, as the HMC pit looking rather dark. That dissolve effect not looking too great. Very nice MIPS though from Zeus. Not getting the glitchy wall kick, but a very, very solid door number 2. Be rocketing him into a pretty solid lead here, honestly, going into DDD. Expecting to see no front sub here. I think front sub at this point would be a massive mistake. Unless, for some reason, he's unaware of how to do rear sub, I suppose. But that would be a very impressive feat.
Looks like Zeus might be channeling his inner Liam as we're starting to see some SKD breaking out on that side of the screen. For an emulator bracket, it's very rare to see something like that.
Some what? What's an SKD?
Yeah, Liam SKD.
I honestly don't know the emotes good enough to know what the emote codes are, I'm not gonna lie.
So, I don't know what SKD is supposed to mean, if anything at all. I just know that Liam, when he broke world record infamously, his stream quality was very poor.
That's the standard definition, like, emote. Got ya.
Ah, okay.
I do know that one.
Yeah, so Zeus is just looking to bring the stream quality to as near low as possible, while at least giving us a chance to look it over, as we do see him hit pole glitch there. Oh, it's KSD. Alright, so it's Liam King's SD. Thank you, G-Man. My apologies, I got the S and the K mixed up there.
Yeah, I usually don't complain too much about the stream quality for participants, but this is actually increased bitrate from Zeus, believe it or not, as we got several cubes showing us that Zeus is taking a burn, but did get the early cycle, so that's something nice, as Sunnard are going to be collecting this nice rear sub here. Of course, no lag.
The early burn ultimate ending, surely one of the rarest combos I've ever seen in a 16-star run.
Just managing to stay on top of the stage there with that ground pound, which is phenomenal. I usually don't do that ground pound there, but yesterday I was just doing runs for fun, just doing no resets. And I ground pounded there, and I just ground pounded all the way through the stage. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a nice feature. Never gonna do that again.
I used to be a fan of the pound myself, but I've learned that kicking is a much better way to go as Sunnard loses early cycle, not being able to wall kick there in Fire Sea, further setting himself behind by another 8 seconds or so, just ever so barely staying on the edge there, my goodness.
Yeah, at least we're collecting the normal cycle here, but Zeus is already heading up into BLJs. We have seen every single player in this tournament struggle on the BLJs, I believe, at this point, so I would be shocked. Okay, Zeus actually lining up on the wall? Question mark. Okay, next level.
Oh my goodness.
The future of the Jays right there. The Zeus VA lineup. Actually nuts.
Sunnard just hitting the bomb as Zeus gets instant BLJs. My goodness.
What on earth were those BLJs out of Zeus?
Those were near world record capability BLJs right there, honestly. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely hard to match that out of Sunnard as he's attempting his own BLJs here soon, but Zeus is already deep in the sky. The triple jump wall kick coming up. Had some rough patches at the beginning, but like you said, just kind of pulling it back, not getting it out of control with the mistakes, so that's nice to see out of Zeus.
Sunnard struggling on the BLJs there, but Zeus is just now 3 throws away from taking this. Looks like he might just be in low 17 territory. Alright, Zeus has hit 1 bomb, but missed 1 throw, making that 2 throws. He's going to need to miss about 17 more in order for Sunnard to catch up here. Let's see if he's willing to throw for content as Sunnard just gets into...
Okay.
Oh my god!
What? I can't believe that hit so fast.
Wow, actually getting the throw off quick enough to get Bowser on the collapsing platform.
Pretty good race time there from Zeus, getting a 17-18 first time around. That is a very respectable race time, especially considering, went for LBLJ route, messed it up, went for bomb clip, messed it up, and then just kind of like hit the gas from then on, except for Cannonless was a bit of a nightmare, but outside of
everything, everything from those failed Cannonlesses on was pretty much near amazement from Zeus. If he got Pillarless, that would have been the cherry on top, but even with the failed Pillarless, though, still was able to get a relatively quick Klepto Star. So this just goes to show you, Zeus is quite insane. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if in the next race he'd be able to pull out a low to mid-16.
Yeah, Sunnard there actually going for the side flip dive strat on Bowser. I remember when Ouija was grinding for 16 world record, and he was doing that, I was just like, dude, I can't imagine being on 16-star world record pace and going into Bowser 3 and like doing that side flip dive and missing it. Like, it's gotta be like soul crushing.
I think there was one world record attempt he did, like he was on a world record pace but lost it to the failed side flip, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure that was during the Sleep 16.
Yeah. Oy. I don't know if that one was... No, the world record pace he lost to throwing wide left on the 3rd throw. I remember watching that one with Patronus, but there was a first place finish he missed out on because of the missed side flip.
Maybe it was just a 14 that we were looking for. I don't know. There was some big run I remember happening. But either way, we got 2 big runs here, an 1850 and an 1718 for race number 1. We'll see if the players need a little bit of a break here before game number 2. But we'll be rolling into it shortly.
Alright, well, looks like Zeus is letting us know in the chat he's going to be sticking with no LBLJ for now, and for once was not nervous at all. Felt kind of nice.
Good to hear, good to hear. Nerfs can be a bit of a factor in races. I remember we had Runosh in a race, like, I don't know, probably like a couple weeks ago now, and he had his heart rate monitor on, and at the end of race 1, I think his heart rate went up to like 160 or something like that, and he literally like,
oh my
he literally
God.
put his hand up to the webcam, and it was just like, it was just vibrating. It was like, dude, like, take a break, go take a walk, we can chill, we can wait. Nobody needs to die
like
over it. Yeah, exactly. Nobody needs to die over Mario, man.
Yeesh.
Always like to see the GGs in the chat as well. Appreciate the support for the racers.
I wonder why he's got one save file with 33 stars. I wonder if that was a 70 file he was messing around on, or if just for some reason he likes the number 73.
Wait, what?
Or did I say 73? I meant 33. Why Zeus has a 33 star file?
Yeah, probably just, I don't know, I would guess random. Unless it's like 69. If it's 69, that's probably a meme, but everything else I just assume is random.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Zeus. Zeus clearly listening into the chat there. I'd love to see it. Listening into the chat, listening to the commentators. Commentator does not know the English language anymore. Frankly, doesn't even know why he continues to talk.
Same. Sunnard's taking a little bit of a break here. Haven't gotten a reply in the chat for a bit. But at least we got the Vinny Anthem to keep us company. And good time to remind everyone we are doing a fundraiser for our friends over at Urban Arts. So if you have a couple bucks to spare, there are $5 raffle tickets available for a fantastic, brand new, never before seen Urban Arts t-shirt. So that's kind of crazy, kind of amazing.
For those who do not know what Urban Arts is, allow us to enrich you a little bit here. Urban Arts is a school of interactive arts that provides free creative coding programs for high school students that reside in low-income communities. The people who participate in the program, 90% of them come from low-income households, 92% of them are kids of color, 50% of them are female, so we are getting true equality there with the male-female ratio, and 100% of the students that participate in this program go on to college. So, if you would like to do your part in helping out the fellow kids, go on to college and perhaps achieve something great in the form of coding or video gaming, please make a donation now to Urban Arts. Exclamation point to donate here in the chat. Thank you, Mulan V44. Whether it be $1 or even $100,000, everything counts and everything helps. And just remember, think about the children.
Yeah, I'm not sure if $100,000 is a valid amount of money you can possibly donate through Tiltify. But, I mean, if you might be, you know, some sort of a rich oil baron or something, you know, feel free to test the system, you know, just let us, know if it works or not. A good point.
Do we have any rich oil barons in the chat? Type 1 if you are a rich oil baron, if you can attest to whether or not $100,000 is acceptable.
All right, so
Zeus,
go ahead.
I was going to ask a question for Zeus since he's clearly listening. Zeus, why change your name from Zeus 64 to Zeus VA? What does the VA stand for? Also, thank you for the commentary there saying that we are nearly synced up here.
I believe that it stands for voice actor. I'm just going to reply since Zeus probably just gaining control of Mario by the time he hears.
Yeah, true.
But I believe that is the abbreviation that we're going for.
I do remember him saying he was getting into voice acting, but no voice acting is going to help him having to talk to Lakitu here. Lakitu trying to level up the playing field. Good on Lakitu.
Yeah, we saw this before where Sunnard takes an early lead, but wasn't really able to hold on to it, unfortunately. Just too good of movement out of Zeus, too many well-done stars, and a few too many mistakes out of Sunnard, but let's see if the opposite is true in this one. As Sunnard is kind of on the ropes right now. I mean, down 0-1 versus a high-level player like Zeus. Gotta be a little bit nerve-wracking.
Both hitting the bomb clip for the first go around, and they both had their little share of mishaps here in Womp's Fortress last race. Let's see how race 2 treats these guys.
Nice fence clip there from Sunnard here. Had a bunch of trouble with the Owless last time around, and again, not able to grab that triple jump. Perhaps a bit of a mental block there. Once you make one mistake, I mean, it's really easy to just replicate that. And the next game, you come back to it, you're like, I don't know, I think I can get it. I think I can get it, and then you just do the same thing, and it's like, oh man. Soul crushing.
Meanwhile, what is not so crushing was Zeus getting Salt Candleless on the first try there. Zeus is just, I think he's starting to get on one right now. I say that as he immediately goes bonking into the island, but let's see if he goes for double jump. Nope, triple jump.
Yeah, but a really tight race so far. I mean, both players sitting at 3 stars. Zeus catching up quite a bit, thanks in part to the Salt Candleless and a little bit of Owless debacle from Sunnard, but very close here. Going out of Womp's probably going to be pretty similar. Although Sunnard opting to go for Womp King's third star here, which is kind of strange. Definitely not the end of the world, especially on emulator where, I mean, I guess it kind of is the same end of the world, because if you accidentally spawn the tower, you'll actually spawn the owl like 9 times out of 10. Going for Wild Blue, but we'll see.
Well, it looks like Anti-Snowman in the chat is expecting one of us to have the flows of Eminem, because I don't see how guitar and Sunnard rhyme with each other. I just don't have the ability to make those work, so if anybody can contact Marshall to break it down for us, please help.
I mean, a chance don't necessarily have to rhyme. It definitely helps. I'm not sure what the relevance of the guitar is outside of a rhyming situation, though. Perhaps Sunnard is some sort of rock star.
Look at that, 5 stars in, and both of these racers are perfectly in sync right now. Zeus probably like 2 frames ahead. All right, Dissocial being the local rapper in the chat, we appreciate the breakdown. Unfortunately, the breakdown has transferred to Sunnard's side of the screen as he bonks on his way up to the top of the tower.
Yeah, that is a rough break for Sunnard, who really needs this win here. Obviously, Zeus would be very happy to grab this win as well, but going down 2-0, that means you lose the match. That means you start out the group stage 0-1, and a bit of an underdog here, so definitely wants to show up and play. Oh my goodness.
Apparently, the video game deciding to have a little bit of a gas right there in the audio. The audio is completely just shitting itself. Pardon my language. I don't know if this is supposed to be a PG stream or not.
I'm sorry. I could have ended that at any time. I had my finger on the button, but I was enjoying it a little bit too much. So.
Yeah, I could hear your laughter a little bit through Discord, but it looked like you were laughing so hard it was peaking.
Oh, I've never quite heard a stream do that before. Like that's some impressively large bitrate issues there from Zeus. I'm glad the video is still coming through. That's all I have to say.
All right, we'll see if the audio fixes itself later. Down the road, Sunnard this go around gets the wall kick on the first try. And aside from the tower bonking incident, these guys are just now about 12 seconds separated from each other as they're about to enter Dark World.
Yeah, Zeus with a slight lead into Dark World, but as we saw in the last race, even without a death, you can have some pretty serious problems with Dark World. We'll see if Sunnard's able to pull things together a little bit better this time around. Obviously missing that red coin about halfway through, not realizing was pretty detrimental to the entirety of the run. But Zeus looking pretty hot here so far.
Question, do you do predictions on a match basis or on a game-by-game basis?
It's on the whole series, so whoever wins the best of 3 gets the win of the prediction.
Ah, shoot. I thought it was just a game-by-game basis. Well, looks like I might be out of some channel points on this one. Zeus is just flying through Dark World. Sunnard still not too far behind, has hit all of the red coins here so far.
Yeah, that is one of the key ingredients, having all those red coins. Oh, going for the side flip. I don't know if we saw that last time around, but that is a strat some players like to go for instead of going for the 2 wall kicks, as Zeus missing with the Bowser toss, which is kind of a big deal. But, you know, if you're not going for the double firsties, I think the side flip is like the same speed or faster, question mark? Maybe slightly, but okay, going for that side flip. Definitely interesting. Seeing lots of guitars in the chat to help out Sunnard. It's very cool. Oh, spam this caboose to help out Zeus. Okay, I think I like that one better. I like the rhyme better, but I also don't think that Zeus quite needs our help. So I'm a little bit torn on this one.
I just like to see copy pastas go in both directions. When there is an overwhelming favor towards one section, it kind of saddens me. So I take it upon myself as a viewer and as a commentator to help make sure the love is on both sides.
I'm just happy to see the copy pastas at all. The copy pastas have been really, you know, low volume recently. I'm a little bit disappointed in the chat. The Drakes and the copy pastas, they need to come back.
And speaking of Drakes to Zeus for getting the clean Tomaples here in Shifting Sandland. Incredible.
Drake is such a good emote.
Looks like the caboose did help out there a little bit. But Drake is indeed a great emote. I can't speak to his music, but Drake as an emote is fantastic.
Yeah, I can't say that I could name a single Drake song, but his emote's fire. Did a great job on that one.
I do know Drake was the guy who made everybody say YOLO back in the mid-2010s, but I can't even tell you what the name of that song was.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Now she want a photo. You already know, though. You only live once. That's the motto, YOLO.
Huh. I'm uncultured, I guess.
You're cultured in where it matters, Saren.
Yes, Mario and crappy weeaboo techno music. Very, very epic ways to be cultured. As Sunnard here nailing the side hop with the wacky camera.
Oh my god, they were like, that looked low and off to the right. I was honestly surprised they were able to get that wall kick off at all. Just, wow.
I was literally doing runs yesterday, and I was just like, I'm gonna try this camera. Have you ever done that where you're just like in a run, you're just like, I'm gonna try this thing I saw on a stream once, and then you just like completely abysmally fail, and you're like, that was stupid. I just lost 30 seconds.
That happened to me in a 31-star race. I was going up against, Zeus once again with the C-up slide, or the GTM slide as the community likes to call it. But yeah, when I was racing 31-star, I already knew I was gonna lose. So I was just like, yeah, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go for Lava Boost once. Let's see how it turns out. But somehow I actually got it. I did lose the race, but I straight up told commentary, you know what? I went for it and I somehow got it. I don't care about anything else. So there's a reason why you go for the, I guess, YOLO strats. I see what you mean now. That pit's a little too dark.
Oh, Zeus, no!
It's Speaking of darkness, Zeus has fallen into the void.
Yeah, and suddenly Sunnard's into HMC with a 1-star lead soon to appear. I mean, has to grab this emergency exit, but I can't imagine any universe where Sunnard drops this here. The opportunity is his for the taking, and he's going to grab it. Zeus losing the lead in HMC.
Oh, having to ledge grab there obviously has not done right side in a while. Well, folks, as both of these racers grab MIPS and make their way into Dire Docks, we would like just to remind you one more time that while we do enjoy hosting races and delivering content for fun, we are doing this for a good cause out there. Urban Arts. If you guys are a fan of video gaming, coding, or just helping out your fellow people, donate some money here at the Tiltify link to the Urban Arts Partnership, where they can help students of all genders, all colors, of all incomes, provide an extra educational opportunity in the fields of coding and video gaming, or video game creation. Now, Dire Dogs.
I love Urban Arts. Miss swims here from Sunnard. Actually, kind of a big deal. You don't really often bring up miss swims and they actually matter, but it's a close race. What? Okay, this man just butter to help out Sunnard. That's pretty close. That's pretty close.
I like butter better than Qatar. Oh, Zeus falling off the back fin.
Sunnard's a hard one. I mean, sometimes you get names and they're just like Mark and it's like easy. You got like Park and like I can't think of anything else, but you know, Park's good enough.
Dark, Ark.
Oh yeah, Bark. I think I have a Bark emote even.
Whoa.
Oh no, I lost that sub, Sag. I had like a 3-month gift sub to somebody a while ago, and I just got used to having that emote pack, but I guess no more. As Zeus gonna go for this pole glitch and nabbing it. Will Sunnard be able to hold on to this early cycle and keep the lead? Because a lead would shift here if that was missed, but Sunnard gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, slightly cleaner movement this go around through Fire Sea, more than enough time to make up for a triple jump dive up there as Zeus does get the early cycle, so these guys are going to be basically near synced up in Fire Sea as Sunnard goes for the one burn method and was able to just get back on top. Oh my god.
That was so greedy, and it is so lucky for Sunnard that he didn't get. I mean, I don't want to be too, you know, he could have gotten burned there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. It could have ended poorly, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think we might be stretching out here, Dissocial. Cannard?
Is that a word?
I'm literally Googling that as we speak right now. Cannard is defined as, with one N, a false or unfounded report or story, especially a fabricated report.
Oh. Apparently it's an English word as well.
Oh, well, I guess they're trying to go French here. They're trying to show us just how more cultured they are than us. Maybe once we get this social here in the commentary booth, they can provide the proper pronunciation for canard.
Yeah, Sunnard here pulling up to the BLJs, gonna get it on the first volley. Zeus with some pretty big shoes to fill, going for that same setup, not quite grabbing it this time around though. Unfortunate for him as Sunnard is on to the second staircase. One more staircase and he's into the sky, and that much closer to bringing this to the 1-1. Looks like he's gonna do it.
Alright. Zeus now getting their BLJs out of the way. Looks like both of these runners, if Zeus is able to get in the hole quickly here on the infinite staircase, both these runners could be on 16 pace. No, Sunnard with a 16:32 PB. I don't know how fast their bits are, but I think they're playing within 10 seconds of their personal best right now.
Yeah, I would say so. It depends on, you know, how we look on this triple jump wall kick. But somewhere around 10 seconds, maybe 15. Pretty dang close, all things considered. Sunnard's definitely wanting to take it home to W here.
Ooh. Trying to go for the triple jump method there on the elevator. Thought he was going to bonk down, but did not. Was able to stay on. Yeah, PB is unfortunately dead, but they are still on pace for a 16-5x here, assuming they hit all throws. All right, Zeus is still not that far behind, so Sunnard, I think, can miss up to 2 throws here before it becomes of any concern for Zeus to catch up here. That's 1 from Sunnard.
But not going to let it happen. 3 quick throws and a very solid time here. I think we'll be a 16 still. Pretty comfortably. Probably like a 16.55 question mark.
Sunnard dropping a fat OMG in the chat here as they get a 16.54 to bring this to a game 3. Folks, the game 3s just never stop coming here on Cool Cat Gang 16-star open.
Yeah, very beautiful stuff. Very powerful. You'd love to see it. Zeus, you're missing another throw. A little bit unfortunate.
You know, while we wait for Zeus to wrap up Game 3 here by collecting the Grand Star, do we have any more animals in the chat? We've got Sunnard the Cunnard. We've got Folk for Seal. Who wants to drop any more animals? Please, guys, let's just open the gates and release the zoo upon the chat. Drop everything and anything you've got animal related.
I mean, it's Twitch, so there's probably a lot of animal emotes. I don't know if I would encourage that. We might have a flooded chat for the next couple hours. Okay, just 1 pop cat. I mean, that's pretty good.
Frankly, I'm disappointed by everybody in this chat, myself included, considering the channel you are watching this stream on. How come nobody dropped any cool cats?
Kind of yikes, not gonna lie. You know what did just drop, though, is a $5 donation from Jay Waterman, who says, "Everyone follow the racers and comms. Thanks, Saren, for all the hard work. I didn't realize this had my name in it. Now I kind of feel weird for reading this one." But yeah, thanks me. I really appreciate all the hard work. And thanks to Jay Waterman for dropping $5 in the prize pool, or excuse me, into the donation fund. Yikes. But yeah.
Commentator is visibly blushed here in the chat. Love to see the love.
Should definitely pre-read the donations before I actually read them out loud. I guess that could probably go a little bit south pretty quickly. Luckily, that was just a bit awkward. It could actually be like... I think it filters out like bad language, but I have no idea, to be quite honest.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up the campaign page. There we go. Oh, and it looks like we got a $50 donation. Oh no, that's top donor. My bad. I was just.
Oh, I was gonna say, dang.
No, but apparently, T-shirt go. Brrr.
Yeah, one of the rules is that if you have the top donation, you also get a T-shirt. So, DV is just apparently claiming that with a $50 donation. Pretty confident with the fact that he's not to get bopped.
Now, is that a daily thing or is that a whole tournament-wide thing?
It's just over this weekend. We're running a little fundraiser. Since we have the 16-star tournament kicking off, we got the SMO finals happening. I figured we could raise a little bit of money for Urban Arts since they are throwing so much money at us. Don't really have much to give back to them, but community helping out a little bit. A few dollars here and there really helps out.
All right, Zeus letting us know in the chat, if I lose, then I'll not win. Wiser words have never been spoken here in the chat. Love to see it from Zeus.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very true. I'm glad nobody's threatening to eat any sort of building materials for some reason in the Mario Odyssey community. Every time there's a race, someone's threatening to eat building materials if one player wins over the other. I don't really understand the trend, but lots of kids in the Mario Odyssey community. I mean, I'm not really hip and up with the new times. I'm about 80 years old.
This is probably coming from the same generation of people who thought it was cool to steal complete toilet bowls or toilet seats from public property. So who knows what they're capable of.
Is that a thing?
That was a TikTok trend for a while. There were people who were stealing toilets from like schools or public offices and shit.
Wow. That is
Or eating Tide Pods. Thank you for that one, Social. Thank you for reminding us all of that horrific time.
All right, Zeus, just shitposting on the screen. You always hate to see it.
Unless he's letting us know that he needs to go pee-poo.
No, he just has pee poo on his screen in big letters because...
Okay.
Yes. In all fairness, not the most obnoxious mid-match epic troll that I've had during a tournament, though. I think my favorite is probably the Luma key in HMC, where Zion just like Luma keyed out all of the black, so when it just like goes over the wall, it's just his face, and he was just like staring with like the most like disappointed, angry face I've ever seen in the audience.
It's me, Mario.
And my least favorite being a player in one of the more earlier tournaments that I ever ran, playing Scatman John music and music videos over his gameplay instead of finishing the race.
Scatman John?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, please do not come on the stream and just shitpost. I really don't want to turn the stream into just a meme pot. We do want to, you know, play the game here. That'd be cool.
True. Meanwhile, we do have information coming in from a moderator, so it must be true. Bricks are very nutritious for ducks, according to recent studies. So if you guys are a fan of ducks, then make sure to spam that canard for Sunnard and spam the caboose or whatever you want to for Zeus, as we now head into Game 3 here in Zeus versus Sunnard in the 16-star Open. Both racers hitting Lakitu Skip.
What about some juice for Zeus?
Oh, there's a good rhyme right there. A juicy rhyme.
I think I like caboose better. I think it's more like out there. He's looking a little bit more sure of himself here in game number 3. Maybe a little bit of pressure as the bomb blows up in his hands. Absolute commentator's curse right there. Just completely dismantling Zeus. I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
As we've got a raid of 41 from Mr. Adam Ferrari tuning in. Local cool cat Adam Ferrari bringing in the love to the channel, and he couldn't have picked a better time. Welcome everybody from the Ferrari raid. While you're all speeding along in here, I hope you take a moment to just shift into neutral and take a moment to see we are witnessing some epic Mario 64 gameplay here between Zeus VA and Sunnard. This is, of course, the 16-star Open hosted by EMU of the Cool Cat Gang. And even though I am not a cat, I am a dog, a West dog.
Yeah, I really appreciate that support, Adam. It's crazy how many people Adam can pack into his front seat and just unload on people's chats, but do appreciate it as Sunnard nailing the owl list there. Zeus not going for salt this time, just going to go with cannonless. Texture cannonless, rather. I think that's a fair bet.
Maybe going into Game 3, Zeus deciding he just needs to play it as safely as possible. While he did get salt the first try, you know, like, it's Game 3. This is winner take. This is, I guess, I don't know what the phrase I'm looking for is, but just play it safe. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and edit that comm because the new command is better. I didn't even notice you made that command, Adam, but thank you. That is a good message to anybody coming in on the raid. We are trying to push for partner on the channel here. That would be fantastic. Get more emote slots, so when we eventually get some emotes, we can have a fantastic pool. But I gotta stop for a second because we just got a 25 donation coming in from Vandermeer. He says, does it filter out language? Yes, it does. You can't donate till you remove the swear. More you know. Nice tourney. Thank you for testing that, Ben. And, you know, testing it with a $25 donation nonetheless. So that's fantastic. Appreciate that.
Pog you, Vandermeer.
5 t-shirt raffle tokens right there. Oh, and Sunnard having a little bit of trouble on the Womp King fight. Usually not a huge deal, but, you know, just has that slight lead here. Wants to hold on to it. We saw him have some issues with the Tower Star on the last race, so we'll see if that becomes a factor here.
All right, guys, we have a donation goal of $250 for Urban Arts, and if we hit the $250 goal, they are going to be able to get a drawing tablet for the Media Lab. So not only will they be able to help with video gaming and coding, but perhaps even introduce a little bit of art into go with along with all the video game and coding. So how about the kids, guys? Whether it be $1 or $1.01, or whatever you can throw out there, everything helps and anything helps. Think about the children. Both these guys, 6 stars at a Wasp's Fortress within 4 seconds of each other. This is absolutely insane.
Yeah, CCM coming right up. We'll see if Sunnard opts to go for Wall Kicks Rook again first. I'm not sure if he's listening along to the stream, but the intel of the going for Penguin Star first, I think that's like an eye-opener. It was for me, at least. Like, I was like, why didn't I think of that myself? Because there's so many times where I just straight up die in CCM. Like, on Wall Kick specifically. That star is so brutal.
We do know he is listening in. It looks like he has taken the advice considerably. Now we know the meaning behind Zeus VA's name. What about Sunnard? Where does Sunnard come from? Does that picture mean Sunnard? Is that a specific anime character? Does anybody have any Sunnard lore in here? Surely we've got some Sunnard Cunnards out there. I think it just said out there.
I don't know. I have no idea what you just said. All I know is that Sunnard just nailed that wall kicks. Zeus falling a little bit low, but does hit the wall kick. Not a huge deal. Ooh, almost going a little bit too far, but does recover. That was fantastic. Zeus not taking too hard of a fall, not taking a death. But falling a little bit further behind here. Not exactly what you would expect to go into the Dark World in game number 3. All tied up 1-1. Especially with that big PB gap. I mean, that's 40 seconds in 16 star at a high level. That's a huge PB gap.
Again, it's 16 star. Anything happens. It doesn't matter how far the PBs are, as we've seen. Like, it's a game 3 for a reason. Even though the PB gap is large, the worst can happen to the best.
Very true, and we got a lot more gameplay yet to come. We'll see if Sunnard opts to go for that side hop route again. Oh no!
Oh! And now, just like that, get in a little bit of a bonk off the elevator. These guys are basically synced up now back in Dark World.
Oh yeah, but Zeus grabbing an amp here, getting jolted. Not gonna be able to grab a quick cycle. Sunnard grabbing an in-between cycle here. Zeus getting the nice rollout movement.
Oh, no! Sorry.
Oh, and that can be really rough. I mean, when you go for that in-between movement, you're a little bit like off kilter. You're not really sure what's going on sometimes, and Sunnard just unable to keep the control there, and that's really big. I mean, you're going up against Zeus. Zeus is not going to let up here.
Yeah, the only mistake Zeus really made in the last race was taking the death in HMC. Granted, he did take a little while in BLJs, but like that one death in HMC was all Sunnard needed to pull away with the lead now. So hopefully we'll see I was gonna say reversal here. That was a close long jump there. I don't know if Zeus is able to now that he's in the lead. Let's see if he holds on to it, or if anything, if disaster may strike and we can even this back up. Commentator speaking with a little bit of bias, of course, would love to see close races, but I do not wish specifically for horrific things to happen to anyone specifically.
Yeah, we would hate to say anything negative about Zeus, who's always very cordial and respectful on commentary every single time. I always appreciate that out of Zeus, but heading into SSL here, getting a very nice Harry Potter skip there. Absolutely just ignoring the wall. Heading straight into SSL.
Never heard it called that before. I love it.
Yeah, I definitely came up with that all by myself. Didn't steal it from another commentator.
Naturally.
I think part of the issue might be that Sunnard's copy pasta power has kind of ran out.
That's
Perhaps
true.
used up all the juices.
We have not seen any ducks in the chat here. I'm not even going to say the rhyming word because I don't speak French, so break out the ducks.
Alright, there they are. Thank you. There's been so many times on CCG where we've seen copy pastas just absolutely turn everything around, so it's definitely something to keep in mind.
All right, I've got something here to add on to that copy pasta. If you don't spam that duck, then you don't give up.
I can't possibly imagine what word you were about to say there. Yeah, a cluck, exactly. That's definitely the name that, or the sound ducks make. 100%. But Zeus here already talking to Todd going into HMC as Sunnard still has one more star to collect here in Lava Land. We'll see if Zeus is able to keep things together, but right now it's looking like a pretty surefire path to victory for Zeus. Just has to hold it together, just play decently. As long as there's no like 20-30 second mistakes, should be pretty easy to nab this victory here.
Let's see if Sunnard is able to hit side hop for the third consecutive time too. Looking a little bit, once again, a little too far to the right, but still finding a way to pull it off. Oh my goodness.
Some secret of the camera we just don't know. We're
Clearly.
not privy to the knowledge.
And I thought I went to film school and know everything about cinematography. Clearly, there's still so much to learn from the Lakitu cam. Oh my God, Sunnard punching Toad directly in the face, taking out all of his frustration on that poor little dude who just does nothing but smile all day.
Gotta get him to give you the star somehow. Sometimes you walk up to him, you try to talk, he doesn't want to talk to you. I mean, you're in a hurry, dude. You gotta get those 16 stars. Like, you can't sit around and wait for Toad.
Alright. Zeus did decide to play it safe and go for the right side immediately out of the gate on that one. Ledge grab, ground pound did cost him about a second and a half there. So trying to throw it a little bit, but Sunnard missing the wall kick and now bonking.
Oh, man. Those little mistakes are going to start to add up way heavily now as Zeus, obviously with the lead, with the superior PB, possibly the superior movement even, and having some trouble with this MIPS though. That's kind of a big deal. Going for some bit of wacky and wild cameras there to make sure things are working out. Probably going to go for the no wall kick here as well. And kind of the bread and butter.
Oh. Sunnard did not get a firsty wall kick there. I think like a second or third frame wall kick. I thought he might miss out on the left side emergency exit, but was still just able to pull it off as we get rid of, as we now move on from the cold, black-hearted pit that is that HMC.
Yeah, pretty decent MIP so far from Sunnard here. Definitely going to help out, but Zeus is already grabbing this DDD star, and Sunnard unable to make it through the 30-star door. We definitely lagging behind here, about an entire DDD stage. Well, Zeus is going to be hopping right into Fire Sea, and if you're Sunnard right now, you got to be hoping for some sort of big mess-ups from Zeus. He's either got to take a death here in Fire Sea, he's got to mess up his BLJs colossally, maybe a fall or two in Sky. There has to be something if you're going to keep into this one and gain a point in the group stage.
Looks like it's not going to be coming from the pole glitches for the third time in a row. Zeus lands it, now going for, oh my goodness, a throwback by getting the slide kick method here. Oh, not going to be able to hit ultimate as he just dusts around to the edge there, but a clean early cycle.
Yeah, pretty nice stuff from Zeus there. Sunnard obviously has some decent swimming there in DDD and grabbing that sub-star, but pretty full plate of Mario to be done ahead of him. I mean, you got to get through early cycle Fire Sea. You got to have clean BLJs, you got to have a clean Sky, and you got to hope Zeus messes up somewhere. And it's not going to be on this Bowser fight. It's looking pretty clean, gets the throw. Oh, okay.
Sunnard looks like they're about to line up for Poverty Pole Glitch.
Yeah, at that point, I mean, it's not really a big deal. Even with that backup pole glitch, probably not going to get early cycle anyways. So, at the end of the day, not a huge deal either way, but definitely needed that early cycle Fire Sea to really feel confident that a comeback was even possible. Because now we're just kind of slipping further and further behind.
We did see Seuss struggle with BLJs in the last race, though, but he was behind in that race, so maybe the pressure got to him. Now that he's in a comfortable lead, I wonder if he'll be able to relax his hands a little bit and perhaps get the Squeegee-like BLJs that we saw from Game 1.
Alright, we are good on the first volley, so that's something, for sure. Ooh, okay.
Oh my goodness. Yup, history repeats itself from Game 1 to Game 3.
The door is slowly closing here for Sunnard. Not playing too bad at this point, but that Death in Dark World really, really hurt him. Jump wall kick coming up here now for Zeus. Honestly, wouldn't even be a bad idea just to skip it here. But we'll go for it and hitting his head.
Still going to try it again and actually got it. Wow, I thought they were a little too far up the wooden block there. I wasn't sure it was going to work. Sunnard BLJ is in on the first try, but Zeus does cleanly get up to the final platform here in bits. Now I believe has to miss probably 9 throws, give or take, at least, for Sunnard to catch up here.
Now we have seen some absolute colossal meltdowns in bits. That one going to be just barely connecting. Run number 2 is going to be good as well. Can Zeus close this out with 3 quick ones? Looks like it will be a good third throw. Pretty good throws throughout this for Zeus. I think we had one game where he was struggling with them, but and the 2 that he won, nice looking throws.
Zeus apparently saying, oh, he got a no LBLJ PB just now with a 1633.
I think there could be a couple Drakes in the chat for that. I don't know. What do you think? A PB? 1 or 2 Drakes? How many Drakes can we afford here?
I'd say a PB is definitely Drake worthy. Oh, Sunnard tried to go for moving right side just to get some closing swag points. Unfortunately, they're going to just take a tumble to their doom here to close this one out. Looks like they're not even going to finish this one. So that does it here. Zeus takes game 3 and the series against Sunnard here 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him not wrapping that one up. That's a hard death to take and then continue onward. Oh, I mean, I don't know. We're going back up the... I think we're just practicing BLJs, right? Yeah, okay.
I mean, who doesn't love a good old-fashioned BLJ, right?
I just wanted to make sure I didn't, like, cut away and he's still trying to do his run. That'd be so rude. I've done that before. It always feels terrible. Oh, that is definitely not the results.
Sunnard letting us know in the chat they could have had their chance without the death. It's very true indeed. The Dark World death was very costly. Zeus, once he took that lead, he never looked back. But nevertheless, we made it to 3 games. Every single race in and of itself was relatively close. There was no major blowout, no series of major catastrophes from either of these runners. We had a good set of races here. So guys, Drakes to both Zeus VA and Sunnard. Drakes, claps, ducks, cabooses, whatever you want to do to express your support. And if you don't support these guys already, please go drop them a follow on their respective Twitch channels.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. A lot of racers, a lot of gamers in the Mario 64 community get kind of just left in the dust. You know, there's so many players that it's hard to, you know, watch everybody, but it's always good to support the racers. Go check them out, see if you vibe or whatever. Enjoy their stream. especially if you enjoyed the gameplay. But we do have Zeus in the booth right now, which is a pretty big deal.
Yo. Dude. Oh man, that race. Oh man.
Yeah, a bit of a close one. Were you pretty confident going into it, or what were your thoughts heading into it?
So I went into it, so it's funny that I messed up LBLJ in race 1 because right beforehand I told myself if I make a single mistake on LBLJ, I'm scrapping it. And then immediately did. But yeah, for the most part, I was just going in with the intention of getting some sort of PB. I wasn't too concerned with the race itself.
Wait, you said you were trying to get a PB? Question mark?
Yeah, because so most of my LBLJ runs are typically into Fire Sea like 30 seconds ahead of my actual PB. I've been sandbagging a lot in that, but I also knew that I got my no LBLJ PB in my last match in the qualifiers, and that was not a good run for me. So I knew that I either nail an LBLJ run and at least get close to PB, or I do no LBLJ and most likely do get the PB, which I did.
Very epic. I mean, yeah, I mean, succeeded at your goal. That's kind of surprising. You never really hear racers coming into races gunning for that PB. It's always kind of on the back of your mind, but never really the main goal. So that's definitely an interesting insight there.
Yeah.
But you know, going.
Yeah, I mean.
Go ahead, sorry.
It wouldn't have been my first intention, but it helped take the edge off of tournament pressure.
Yeah, tournament pressure is always a thing. Always a thing. So moving forward, obviously you're number 1 in your group, but in terms of, you know, seeding and currently wins, but is there anybody that you're looking out for? Are there any matchups that you're excited for?
In my group, not particularly. I'm also just looking to have as much fun as I can with it. I had a lot more fun today than I've had in pretty much any tournament race, so my intention and goal now is just to keep that up and keep having fun with each race. Competitors I'm not too concerned with. I just want to run my run, and if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose.
Very fair, very fair.
That being said, outside of the group stage, if I get through it, I am absolutely terrified of Zilkan and Finny.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think
those guys are beasts. Those guys are absolute beasts. And like, while I probably could bop them both in terms of PB, their consistency is so much better than mine. I would not fare any better than I did against Sunnard or anyone else.
Yeah, totally.
He is the former world record holder in no LBLJ, so that'll be an exciting matchup when that comes.
If that comes. Haven't got through the group yet.
Very cool stuff. Let me take a look at the schedule. Yeah, okay, so we're actually on schedule. I was kind of scared we were 15 minutes behind, but we're all good. We are chilling. I mean, I've never been off schedule before. We've never been behind schedule before. Never happens here at CCG. We're always by the books.
Very professional.
But one more shout out for the racers. Make sure to go support them. Shout outs to Urban Arts.